Hi boys and girls, Mrs. Blum here, and I'll be presenting our second CYRM picture book nominee today. It's called Alfie by Thyra Heder. And there are a couple things I'd like to tell you about this book before I read it to you. There are two main characters in the story. There's Alfie the turtle, and there's a little girl named Nia. And in the beginning of the story, Nia is going to be narrating. That means she's going to be telling the story from her point of view. And in the second half of the book, it will be Alfie's turn to tell the story from his point of view. So I wanted to point that out to you in advance so that you don't get confused. The second thing is that time is passing in this story, and there are a lot of clues that are given in the illustrations, which are the pictures in a book. And the illustrations are giving you clues about the seasons changing and what season it is and how much time has passed. So pay attention to that as well. All right. Here we go with Alfie by Thyra Heder. Alfie, the Turtle That Disappeared by Thyra Heder. On my 6th birthday, I got Alfie. The lady at the store said he looked about 6 too. We were 6 together. At home, on my carpet, he stood very still. I introduced him to everyone. I taught him my wiggle dance and made him presents, but he didn't seem to notice. I showed him my costumes and wrote him songs. Mostly, he stayed inside his shell. Every day I told him stories, like how Dasha got new overalls, and how Ruth lost a tooth, and how Peter from downstairs got a fish. I even told him my best joke about the walrus wearing pants, but he didn't seem to get it. After a while, I kind of forgot about Alfie. He didn't do much. Well, until the morning of my 7th birthday, when he disappeared. And you can see that the tank lid is a little bit open. He probably pushed himself out. This is the part I was telling you about where now it's Alfie's turn to tell his side of the story. When I first saw Nia, I knew she was special. She told me that I was 6, and she was 6 too. I had never been 6 before, but I was happy we were 6 together. Her home tickled my toes, but she smelled nice, so I was calm. She had tons of friends. Nia taught me to dance. I practiced wiggling inside my shell. She gave me presents. I had never been given presents. She made me laugh and laugh and laugh. How could I make her as happy as she made me? I had to think. was planning her 7th birthday. She told me we were going to be 7 together. I had to find her a present. And there's Alfie making his great escape, going on a mission to find Nia the perfect gift. There were some good options behind the couch, but they were too dusty. I looked in all the corners and shadows and cracks and found some great places, but no great presents. I asked Toby, and he said, "You should try outside. Outside is the best. Outside is the best. Get her a stick." Just like a dog to say that, right? I had never been outside before. I climbed past stinky things. There's some soccer shoes, soccer cleats, and sweet things. Here's a bush that has blossoms on it. But nothing as fun as Nia. I had to keep looking. I had to take a risk. Can you tell what season it is in this picture? I crunched through the reds and oranges and yellows, but the longer I looked for a special one, the browner they got. I found a nice blue cap, but it was too small for Nia's head. There was nothing in the desert. Now, Alfie thinks this is the desert. Do you have another idea about what this area might be? My toes were cold and my heart was sad. I would never find a present as special as my friend. The snail said all I needed was a good rest. He knew the perfect place for me to take a nap. Just over those stones, he said. And I don't know if you can see, but this is a little backyard pond. So I napped and napped and napped. And you can see here the seasons are changing. When I woke up, I felt better. I asked the fish for help, and she showed me the things that had fallen to the bottom. And then I saw it. It was perfect. It looked just like something Nia would love. I had to rush to the party. When I finally got over the rocks, the snail said, "That was fast." I was right on time. There she was. I could tell Nia was very surprised and happy. I had brought her the perfect present. Now we were 7 together. The end. Well, boys and girls, I hope you liked that story about Alfie, the turtle that disappeared. I'm really glad he reappeared before the end of that story. One thing that I really liked about this story is that it didn't seem as if Alfie was noticing or appreciating what Nia had been doing for him. You know, she had been introducing him to her stuffed animals and telling him jokes and drawing him pictures and singing him songs and doing a lot to entertain him and take care of him. And we find out when it's Alfie's turn to tell his side of the story that in fact he was noticing and appreciating all the things that Nia was doing for him. But of course, Alfie is a turtle, and so he's a really quiet animal. So I like how the author brings that to our attention. You never really know what's going on inside someone else's mind. So that's a really good point to remember. The other thing I wanted to point out to you is on the very last page. Alfie does show up at the birthday party. He thinks that it's still Nia's 7th birthday, but in fact, the balloon indicates otherwise. It is actually Nia's 8th birthday. So my question for you is, where was Alfie for a whole year? See if you can figure it out. All right, well, I hope you have a great week. I will see you next time with a new read aloud and a new nominee to present to you. In the meantime, have a fabulous week and stay safe. Bye-bye.